Good afternoon again, class. So this is the part 2 or the continuation of our lesson about the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. So this time, we will be talking about the relationship between the coefficients and the roots of the quadratic equation, and that is by getting or finding the sum and product of the roots of a quadratic equation. So everyone, let us find it out. Halina't matuto! For our next topic, we have sum and product of the roots of a quadratic equation. So there, I'm going to show you how we will get the sum and product of the roots even without looking for the roots or solutions of the quadratic equation. So here in our equation, x squared plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0, we have learned from our previous activities na ang a is 1, b is 4, c is 3. Actually, this is also given in our previous activity. So, nakuha natin yung roots na negative 1, ang x sub 1 at ang x sub 2 is negative 3. Now, how will we get the sum? Ang sum po ng roots, when we say sum of the roots, pag-a-addin natin si x sub 1 at si x sub 2, kaya nga siya sum. Now, x sub 1 plus x sub 2, negative 1 plus negative 3, that is very good. That is negative 4. And for the product, kukunin naman natin ang product ng x sub 1 and x sub 2. Meaning to say, pagtatimesen natin ang dalawang roots. Negative 1 times negative 3, that is very good. That is positive 3. Now, let us do this number 2. 2x squared minus 3x minus 20 is equal to 0. What is A? That is 2. What is B? Itong numerical ng linear term, that is negative 3. How about C? Okay, we have negative 20. So, the roots are, how will we solve for the roots? Okay, so kunin natin yung roots papaano. Okay, apply natin yung quadratic formula. Ayan, since alam na natin yung A, B, C, substitute na lang natin. So, negative B, we have negative times negative 3. Positive negative square root of b squared is negative 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 20. Alam ba saan nakuha yun? Ayan, sinubstitute lamang po natin yan. Times 2a, so we have 2 times 2. Simplifying negative times negative 3 is positive 3. Plus negative 3 times negative 3. Okay, we have positive 9. Minus 4 times 2 times negative 20 all over. 2 times 2 is 4. Now we have, okay, sinimplify muna natin yung nasa loob. 4 times 2 is 8. So, times negative 20 all over 4. And that is, yan. So, negative 8 times negative 20, that is positive 160. Now, what is 9 plus 160? 169. And then, what is the square root of 169? So, that is a perfect square. So, that is 13. So, we have 3 positive negative 13 all over 4. So, in this time, we will form two linear equations. Ang una, 3 plus 13 all over 4. At ang padalawa is 3 minus 13 all over 4. Simplifying the x sub 1, 3 plus 13 is 16 all over 4. And 16 divided by 4, we have positive 4. Now here, 3 minus 13, that is negative 10. So, negative 10 over 4, hindi po natin kayang i-divide exactly. So, lowest term na lang natin. Divide natin both side by 2 since they are both divisible by 2. So, that is negative 10 divided by 2, that is negative 5. And 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So, negative 5 over 2 and simplest 4. So, that is our x sub 2. Now, completing the table, ang x sub 1 natin is 4. X sub 2 natin is negative 5 over 2. Now, after finding the roots, anong sunod? Sum. In finding the sum, x sub 1 plus x sub 2, add natin 4 plus negative 5 over 2. Yan, kukunin natin yung sum. 4 plus negative 5 over 2. Do you still recall or remember how we add fractions? Whole number and the fractions. So, di ba, kinukuha muna natin yung LCD. Ang whole number ay 4, which means meron siyang denominator na 1. Now, the LCD between 1 and 2 is 2. 2 divided by 1, that is 2 times 4, that is 8. 2 divided by 2, 1 times negative 5, that is negative 5. Simplifying 8 minus 5, we have, okay, that is 3. So, we have 3 over 2. So, therefore, ang sum pala natin is 3 over 2. How about the product? Pagtatimesin naman natin si 4 and negative 5 over 2. So, multiply natin. In multiplying this, madali lang to. Numerator sa numerator, denominator sa denominator. So, 4 times, since may may over 1, so meaning 4 times negative 5, that is negative 20. 1 times 2, that is 2. So, negative 20 divided by 2, that is negative 10. So, ibig sabihin, ang product natin is equal to negative 10. Okay po? Now, please observe the table. Since nakumpleto na natin yung ating table, please observe it. Now, meron po relation or meron relationship ang values ng mga numerical coefficient or values ng A, B, and C sa sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equation. So, ibig sabihin, kahit po wala ito, kahit hindi natin nakikita ang ating roots, ito, kahit wala po itong roots natin, basta't alam natin ang values ni A, B, and C, we can actually find the sum and product of the roots. How? Please observe the pattern. Tingnan nyo kung saan nanggaling si sum in relation with the constant ABC or with the values ABC as well as the product. Okay, tingnan naman natin, observe din natin yung, let us compare the similarity between the sum and product in relations with their ABC. Ang sum dito ay 3 over 2. Saan kaya nanggaling? Ang product dito ay negative 10. Saan nanggaling? Okay, compare nyo ngayon itong dalawa. What have you noticed? Okay, that's it. A very good observation. In getting for the sum, x sub 1 plus x sub 2, may formula tayo negative b over a, or yung b, dinidivide natin kay a, and then multiply by a negative. Kasi tingnan nyo, negative 4. 4 divided by 1, that is 4. At minultiply by a negative. Okay? And then, for the product, okay, tingnan din muna natin itong tingnan din natin itong second equation. Yung b, divide by 2. Negative 3 divided by 2, that is correct. That is negative 3 over 2. I-multiply natin by negative, and that is positive 3 over 2. Kaya po, ang formula in finding for the sum is equal to negative b over 2a. Don't forget the negative, okay? How about C, the product? 3. Tapos ito naging negative 10. Ano nangyari? Okay, very good. Ang formula na ginagamit natin to get the product of x sub 1 and x sub 2 is C over A. If you notice, dinivide natin yung C by A, di ba? 3 divided by 1, that is 3. Negative 20 divided by 2, that is negative 10. So, ganyan lang pala kasimple. We will just use that formula C over A in order to get the sum and product of the roots kahit hindi na po natin isolve directly ang roots. That is, kapag ang hinahanap lang naman ay sum and product of the roots. Okay? Now, let us have these illustrative examples. We have, find the sum end product of the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now, we are looking for the sum and product. So, ibig sabihin, sum and product of the roots, meaning we don't have to actually solve for the roots. Ang hinahanap lang ay sum and product. In this case, we can apply the sum and product formula. No? So, here, let us find first the values of A, B, and C. A is equal to 1, B is equal to positive 5, and C is equal to positive 4. Always remember na kapag kinukuha natin yung values ng A, B, and C, make sure that the equation is written in standard form. Okay? Now, let us find the sum. The sum is equal to x sub 1 plus x sub 2, which has the formula of negative b over a. So, substitute lang natin. That is negative. What is b? We have 5. What is a? We have 1. So, negative 5 divided by 1 is simplify lang natin. So, that is negative 5. So, therefore, the sum is equal to negative 5. How about the product? The product is x sub 1 times x sub 2, which has a formula of c over a. What is c? 4. What is a? We have 1. Now, 4 divided by 1, that is 4. Therefore, the product of the roots is equal to 4. Okay? So, madali lang, diba? Okay. Let's have this example number 2. What is the sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equation? 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, first, let us find the a, b, and c. A is 2, b is negative 5, and c is positive 3. Now, the formula in finding the sum of the roots, we have negative b over a. Negative, what is b? We have negative 5 over a is 2. Now, simplifying, negative times negative, that is equal to positive 5 over 2. So, the answer or the sum is equal to 5 over 2. How about the product? Okay, so we have c over a, c is equal to 3, and a is equal to 2. So, therefore, the product is equal to 3 over 2 since yan na yung lowest term niya. Did you understand? That's great. And for your learning task number 3, you have to complete the table. So there, tanggalin na lang natin dyan yung getting the roots. Okay, hindi ko napapako sa inyo yung roots. Just find, you have there 5 equations. Just find the values A, B, and C. The sum and the product, applying the formula in finding the sum and the product. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na natin kailangan kunin yung roots. Just apply the formula in finding the sum and product of the roots. Now, I have given you an example. In number 1, let me do now number 1. A is 1, B is positive 5, and C is equal to positive 4. What is the sum? Okay, ang sum po ay negative b over a. So, ibig sabihin, 5 over 1, or 5 divided by 1, that is 5. And multiplied by negative, so we have negative 5. How about the product? The product is c over a. So, we have 4 divided by 1, that is 4. As simple as that. So, please do the remaining items. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let us now apply what we have learned in finding the sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equation in solving word problems. So, let us solve the problem by applying the sum and product of the roots. The given is a rectangular table has an area of 27 square feet and a perimeter of 24 feet. What are the dimensions of the table? So, when we say dimensions, we are looking for the value or the measures of the length and the width, yung sukat. Ano daw yung sukat ng ating rectangular table given lamang ay ang area, which is 27 feet square, and the perimeter. And the question is, how are we going to relate also the measures to the sum and product of the quadratic equation dun sa pinag-aralan natin? Now, we all know naman that the perimeter is equal to What is the formula in finding the perimeter of a rectangle? Since this is a rectangular table, so we have perimeter is equal to 2 times length plus width, or 2 times L plus width. Now, let us substitute the values. Ang perimeter natin ay 24 feet. And then, we have 2 times length plus width. So, since i-relate natin ito sa sum and product, ito, kita na natin that this is some sort of sum. So, length plus width. So, di ba sum yan? Suppose that ang length natin and width are the roots of the quadratic equation, or ang L natin ng x sub 1 at ang W natin ng x sub 2. So, ibig sabihin, this is already the sum. I will repeat, this is already the sum of the roots. Ano? Pero, if you notice, meron pa tayo ditong numerical, the 2. So, anong gagawin natin para maalis yun? Since we are only looking for the sum. Okay, so we will divide it both side by 2. After dividing it by 2, what will happen? Maka-cancel natin yan. Yan. And then, 24 divided by 2, simplifying. So, natira na lang dito sa side ng 2 ay length plus W, or length plus width, or yung sum, is equal to, what is 24 divided by 2? That is 12 feet. So, ibig sabihin, this is already our sum of the roots. Okay? Now, if we already have the sum of the roots, let's proceed with the product. At alam naman natin that the area of a rectangle is equal to, very good, length times width. Sabihin, the formula is A is equal to length times width. So, dito pa lang, if length and width are the roots, dito pa lang kita na natin that this is already the product of the roots. So, let us substitute the value. Ang area natin ay 27 squared feet. So, we have length times width. Now, kita na natin dyan. This is already the product. Ito, product na agad yan. Diba? Length times width, or x sub 1 times x sub 2 na yan. So, ibig sabihin, that is already the product of the roots. Do you understand? Okay, pero, class, hindi po yan ang hinihingi. Kasi, ang hinihingi natin, ang nakuha pa lang natin are the sum and the product of the roots. Pero, ang inaas sa atin sa ating problem ay the dimensions of the table. Ano daw mismo yung value ng length at ano daw mismo yung value ni W. We will relate now the sum and product of the roots. So, how? That is, okay, so we all know naman that the sum is equal to 12, right? Okay, if the sum is 12 and the product is 27, so yun yung kanina. Okay, balikan natin ha. Ito yung sum, 12, and then yung product natin is 27. Sum ay 12, ang product ay 27, so therefore, we have two methods. The first method is, yan, by guessing, okay, or by thinking of a number na kapag pinag-add natin x sub 1 tsaka x sub 2 ay 12 ang sagot, at kapag pinag-times natin x sub 1 tsaka x sub 2 ay 27 ang sagot. So, what are these numbers? So, by just guessing or by just thinking, makukuha natin na ang 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. And we also know that 9 times 3 is equal to 27. So, here, kita na natin na the two numbers are 9 and 3. So, therefore, x sub 1 natin ay 9 at x sub 2 natin ay 3. The sum is equal to 12 and the product is equal to 27. Now, what are the dimensions? So, hindi pwede sabihin natin x sub 1 at x sub 2 kasi in a word problem, kailangan kung ano hinihingi, the dimension. So, therefore, the dimensions are the length is equal to 9 feet and the width is equal to 3 feet. Okay? So, that is the method number 1, by guessing. Another method is the method 2. Ayan. So, how are we going to do this? We will start with the formula in finding the standard form of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus is equal to 0. Since alam naman natin that the sum is equal to negative b over a at ang product ay c over a, ibig sabihin, meron siyang over a or yung a natin ay nasa denominator. Para ma-formulate natin yun sa ating standard form, let us divide it by a. Kapag dinivide natin by a, ax squared divided by a, we have x squared kasi na-cancel na yung a. And bx divided by a, we have b over ax. And c divided by a, we have c over a equals 0. Now, we have x squared plus b over ax. Ayan, kita na natin na ito ang sum niya. This is the sum and this is the product. Pero take note because ang sum natin is equal to negative b over a. So, dito, bakit negative 12 siya? Di ba ang sum natin ay 12? Dapat negative b over a. So, kung ang sum natin na nakuha ay 12, gawin natin siyang negative 12 dito sa equation. And then, yung c over a natin sa product, alam naman natin that c over a is equal to 27. So, therefore, this is 27 equals 0. So, meron na tayo ngayong equation na nabuo. Ang equation na nabuo natin is x squared minus 12x plus 27 equals 0. Now, ma'am, paano namin makukuha ang value ng x ng length and width? Let us solve it. Let us solve the quadratic equation. Gamitin natin ang factoring. When we use factoring, this is equal to x minus 9 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. So, therefore, that is x minus 9 equals 0 ang una. And then, so, ito transpose natin negative 9, magiging 0 plus 9. So, x upon is equal to 9. Next is x minus 3 is equal to 0. So, that is x is equal to 0 plus 3. Ang negative 3 ay naging positive 3. So, therefore, x sub 2 is equal to 3. Nakuha natin, ang x sub 1 ay 9, ang x sub 2 ay 3. So, these are the two numbers. Okay? So, nag-satisfy siya dito sa ating, yung una nating method na by thinking of a number. So, the length is 9 feet and the width is equal to 3 feet. So, that is how we solve problems or applying or involving sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equation. And for your learning task number 4, solve the problem by applying the sum and product of the roots of the quadratic equations or simply what we have learned on our lesson. So, the question is, the perimeter of a rectangular metal plate is 36 decimeters and its area is 80 square decimeters. Find its dimensions. Again, hahanapin nyo yung dimensions, yung length and width. You have to relate the measures to the sum and product of a quadratic equation. Are you now ready for this?
So thank you so much, my dear students, for being with me in this session. I hope you learned a lot. Again, this is me, your mom, Shei, your guide in learning Mathematics 9 during the Modular Distance Learning. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.